It's Madden NFL 23. And up next, we'll see Jalen Hurts as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Broncos and the Ravens, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the Denver Broncos and the Baltimore Ravens. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Raven team as they get ready here. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they come in the midst of a season-crushing losing streak. It's up to 9 games now.
And I don't have a PhD in psychology, but you can see it in their body language. This is not a team that is organized and been ready to play.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. Leading them out, the third-year player from Oklahoma by way of Alabama, Jalen Hurts.
We saw something last week you don't see very often. Team loses, but the quarterback, the trigger man, Offensive Player of the Week in the AFC. That's pretty impressive.
You rarely see that. Of course, don't worry, folks. He said the obligatory, I would have traded that for a victory any day of the week.
Yeah, no doubt about it, but still, he must have played awfully well to win it when his team lost.
To throw at the outset, here's Hurts. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Hurts. They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. The numbers for Njoku from a week ago: 6 catches, 129 yards, and he threw a touchdown in there for good measure.
And he's trying to prove the adage, it's not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a cap on this season.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. They go play action with Hurts. And his throw here's incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. ETN up the middle. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. Hurts sets up to throw it. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. Remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball out of the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
On 4th down, Matt Araiza is sent on to punt. Desmond King back deep. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Ravens with their first look on offense. They'll be led out by the second-year man from The Ohio State University, Justin Fields.
And not only does he have all the skills that you're looking for as a quarterback, he's incredibly tough and plays the game fearlessly as both a runner and a passer. You provide a good running game around him and let him throw deep off of play action, you've got an all-star in the making.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The numbers a week ago for Kupp: 7 catches, 59 yards.
Better tighten up the coverage if you expect to slow this guy down, because if he gets going, he'll eat you up.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. The Ravens at 3-8 on the year. Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them, galvanize themselves, and go forward and get a win in this one.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The decision to keep it turns out to be a good one. 11 yards in the first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at their 49-yard line.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
A 1-yard pickup brings up 3rd and 7.
From the 50, here's Fields. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 35. 15 yards there on the catch and run. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Fields. And this is Cook with the ground. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, it looks like they got what they wanted. They got the completion, but they weren't able to break any tackles or gain nearly enough yardage to pick up the first down. Now to be 4th and short.
And they'll run for it with Barkley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script. You go through your play calling. You go through all the stuff and establish things. And it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Fields going to keep it once more. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. The kick by Gold is good, and the Ravens strike first at 3's in. So a pretty good opening drive. That'll make the home fans somewhat happy. They wanted 6, but they got 3 in the early lead.
And they should be happy. The guys look good getting down the field. That's got to give them a little bit of hope that good things are in store here today for them.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. There's Jamin Davis, the former Kentucky Wildcat, bringing the pressure that time. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. He's got his tight end, David Njoku, finding room at midfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one will go down as 33 yards on the 3rd down conversion.
Now that one hurts defensively. They force them into 3rd and long, had the advantage, yet they give up the big play right there.
Yeah, their offense was already warming up on the sideline, ready to come out. So much for that 3-and-out. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Hurts throw here into the hands of Boyd. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. From the 41, Hurts. And that's caught one more time by Boyd. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
It's a gain of 6, and the Broncos first down.
Three 0 after 1 on EA Sports. Broncos football as we begin quarter number 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Olave holds it in. And they'll work this down inside the 30. You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts. That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going, and right now it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. That is caught inside the 5. And the Broncos are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit because at this point, It can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out, and it's picked up by the Ravens.
We'll give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but it's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. Baltimore set to take over here for their second possession of the game. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. And he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 45 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley and another 1st and 10 here. Now it's Fields. That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down. Up the middle with Barkley. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Fields. That pass complete to Moore. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 43. Fields now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And a loose football. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. They go back to the ground now with Barkley. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. On the draw, this is Barkley. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Already a pair of 3rd down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this 3rd down try. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Yeah, and on third down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force fourth down.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. The kick by Gold is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. So the Broncos coming out now. Right now they're on the wrong end of the scoreboard, and that won't change if this drive ends like the last one when they had that lost fumble. So you have a feeling taking care of the football is certainly paramount right now.
Yeah, and it's not just the guy who dropped it on the last drive, is it? That means everyone who might touch the ball is getting the same message. Guys, ball security, paramount. Let's take care of it. And if we do, we've got a chance to put points on the board.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hurts. He'll find ETN out of the backfield. And he's able to get up here to the 26. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. ETN bringing in another one. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Let's go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense. You rarely call your punter a weapon, but he certainly was there. How about that? Pinning him down at the 1-yard line and helping out the defense in a big way. I'm telling you what, if I'm a defensive coordinator, I might be thinking safety right now.
The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the 2nd quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated. They're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Fields hit and the ball is loose. And fortunately, he's able to get this one back, so it is a 1st down. Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
A give to Barkley out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And he'll lose yardage on this one back to the 13. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Fields. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Here's Kevin Huber now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up first and 10 at the 40. From the gun, it's Hurts. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Hurts throw into the hands of Kirk. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. He's going to let this one go deep. He's got him in. Complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Over the middle, it's Fells. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. Now another timeout called for by the offense, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And the Broncos are going to have a first and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line.
Well, they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball.
And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. David Njoku, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos are an extra point away from moving out in front in the final minute of the half.
We've been together a few years, and you know that I really ride the wave of old momentum, don't I?
Yes, you do.
There is a heck of a difference between being down 6 and possibly being up 1. And right now, they've got that opportunity.
No doubt. That is a big-time score and a big-time score. I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Crosby with the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. That time a 6-play drive, and it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This one taken just inside the 10. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? And brought in by the tight end Cook. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Now Fields. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So on 4th down, on comes the left-footed punter Kevin Huber to punt it away. field position changer there. 49 yards on the punt. Couple that with a loss on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. So we're at halftime with our score 7-6 in a tough-fought first half. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things definitely getting interesting around the NFL as we begin the month of December. So let's get right to it. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats for the Broncos in that first half. And they've had plenty of success throwing the football so far this afternoon, as they're on pace to throw for over 300 yards if their form holds. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. And Wilson is perfectly content to bring this out to the 25, a touchback. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Barkley, inside handoff. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he'll get this underneath, dropping it off for Barkley. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for third down.
Playing pass all the way.
To throw is Fields. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Punting now is Huber as he sends it away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. Now both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. Hurts sets up to throw it. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6. And the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now a first down throw, Fields. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. Second down, here's Barkley again. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. From the gun, here's Fields. Airing it out deep for Smith. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Here's Kevin Huber now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. A well-hit ball there. 50 yards on the punt, 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Denver's offense now set to go. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. From the 25 on second down, Hurts. And that's going to be incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They'll run with ETN. Able to slither by. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Hurts. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Screenplay. Here's ETN. And that play is blown up. Losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them, ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he wisely will throw that one away. The league will send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Ravens offense back out there. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Fields going to keep it once more. Oh, able to avoid him. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The keeper there turning into a big play of 23 yards, and it moves the sticks. It looked like almost some miscommunication defensively, because once he decided to keep it, he had pretty smooth sailing.
Yeah, it became a question of, wait a minute, who's got the quarterback? And when you talk about miscommunication, it's supposed to be called assignment football on the defensive side of the ball, but the assignment gets mixed up. That's the end result.
A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. On 2nd down, here's the option. And he's going to have a Ravens first down. His good running gets him to about the 44.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it. But it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting in. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. He has enough for the first down, and the keeper a gain of 6.
And this is one of those plays that if you can use it to keep the chains moving, it's a good play. And not only that, it tends to tamp down the pass rushers because they have to recognize this play and stay at home. The quarterback uses it well. Read option, keeps it, and picks up a first down with some nice running.
They'll try the right side here. Barkley stops short of the 25. The nice move couldn't ultimately free him. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They'll go to Barkley again, and he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line.
Holding offense.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. Give him 5 yards there, and it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. It's complete to Cook. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Not quite enough to get into the end zone, but what a nice play there. He makes the catch, tries to turn upfield and get to the pylon, but doesn't quite get there. But they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal from very short range.
They'll come out in the pistol. Fields going to hold on to it. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. His 7th touchdown on the ground and 9th overall. And the Ravens have retaken a third-quarter lead. Well, they had their chances in the first half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done.
They're going to run it with Barkley. And he is not going to make it to the goal line. So the defense holds, and this remains a 5-point game.
I have to admit, I love the excitement of the 2-point try. You know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it was unsuccessful for the guys trying it.
Completely unrelated. I just realized that I stole both of your pins in this last half of the game. My bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay. Well, and just in the time they went for 2.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Broncos are about set to go on offense. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Hurts throw here into the hands of Boyd. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Julian O'Quara just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking him.
After the sack on first down, Hurts, he'll drop that underneath to ETN. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
They go play action with Hurts. And that is incomplete. The Broncos send it to the punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They'll start by running the option to the right. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
That'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. A nice little juke. And on the stop, DeMonte Casey. Now an option play on 2nd down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Decent gain on the scramble of 6, but now it's 4th. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Baltimore. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. Boyd's the target, and he has it over the middle. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On second down, a run with Etienne. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. And they'll go again with Etienne. And trying to shake free, but Etienne cannot. The defense will stop him short. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
The Broncos send out their punter now. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. On the return, it's King. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. On second down, here's Fields. And this is Cook with the ground. A gain of 8 there on the play. And now that sets up 3rd and 2. A handoff to Barkley. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Fields now to throw. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Here's Kevin Huber now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. On 1st down, Hurts. Escaping the pressure right. And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there, and in the process picks up the 1st down. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season. And that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This one taken in by Olave. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Straight ahead, ETN. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Throwing is Hurts. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. He's back to throw. He'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Back to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. Steps away to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. On 3rd down, Barkley. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
So the Broncos now down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. Their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on 1st down. Back to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll look to throw. Completes to the Joker. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort That was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look at the end zone for that last opportunity. Couldn't get it done, but a nice game overall.
So for the Ravens, the playoffs may be out of reach, but the win gets them to 4-8 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for Denver, not much more to say. They dropped to 1-11, and they'll get a home date next week against the Kansas City Chiefs.
She right got me.